But when talking about flaws, something you consider as a flaw, I may not consider it as a flaw. Okay, now, I can look at somebody, like a lady, she has bow legs, and you're like, oh God, no, this is, and
And there's
another
someone else
person
that
is
really
admiring it.
loves the
You
bullet.
get
Yes.
so like loving yourself means okay, I have bow leg, oh, let me just accept it like that.
I love it like
I
that.
love
it
it,
like
and
that.
I will flaunt it even
Yes.
with heels. You get, so it's part of loving yourself basically.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is TUT. Here we say it the way it is. Certainly.
Certainly, the Ugly Truth Podcast.
This is the Ugly Truth Podcast, and I am your host Maggie.
With Nix.
Daryl.
Yeah, today we are going to be talking about a very relatable topic. So don't go nowhere. Actually, this is not the first time you've seen me. You've seen me before. Yes, you've seen me before. And that was a reaction video to Blackpink Pink Venom. And today we are going to be talking about a specific topic that, we've gone through in our lives. It's something that we can relate to. And that topic is... What's the topic again?
What does I love myself
Yes.
really mean?
Yes. So we are going to be talking about self-love. Do you love yourself? Do you love yourself?
Of course, I do.
Are you sure you really love yourself?
100% certain.
Daryl, do you love
I wouldn't be
yourself?
alive if I didn't.
Actually.
Okay, so I'm going to throw the question at you. Do you love yourself? Because if you don't, you have to stick to this on how to love yourself and what it really means to love yourself. So let's get right into it.
Okay, I think we should start by, defining terms.
Yeah.
Firstly, to say, okay, you love yourself, you have to firstly, you have to know the meaning of love. What does love mean? Because everybody has their own definition of love. I have my own definition, you have yours, he has his own definition of love. So now, let's trade back at ourselves. How much do you love yourself? How much do you think is appropriate or comfortable to love yourself so as not to hurt others? And what does I love myself truly mean? So I don't really, I don't want to start with my own point. I want to hear from every other person so we jump into the main topic.
Yeah, so when we talk about love, we talk about affection. Love is different types. We have agape love.
Yeah.
Unconditional love.
Then in secondary school.
Yeah, unconditional love. So, Daryl, what do you think love is?
Now, for me, it's more of reflective on other people than on yourself, if you ask me. Love is kind of less of you and more of replicating it around other people. Other people will tell you if you love yourself. That's from how I see things, though. So love is more reflective on other people as it is on yourself.
Okay, that's cool. What do you think?
Well, love, to me, to love someone means to I have to explain what it means to love someone. But we should understand that you can't appropriately love someone else if you've not mastered how to love yourself.
Yeah.
So loving someone has to come from within.
Yeah.
And now there's something I understand with energies. Negative energy actually shows more or is more visible than a positive energy. So now, if everybody around you can feel that negativity, chances are you don't even love yourself. When you're trying to love people and everybody just sees the negative, chances are you might actually not love yourself that much. Because loving yourself, firstly, you have to be able to take good care of yourself. Physically, look out for your mental health, set your goals, your priorities, look for opportunities for your own self. And if you can't do this, I don't think you can do it for someone else. So you just end up being a mess, and it just defeats the whole purpose of I love myself.
Yeah, that's true. I actually like that. I like that because when we talk about loving someone, you have to accept that person the
Okay.
way that person is.
Yeah.
You cannot say you love someone without accepting the flaws, that person's flaws, you know, the disability of that person,
And
the way that
everything, yeah.
person thinks, the way that person looks, you know, everything. You have to, when you love someone, you have to accept that.
Accept it, yeah.
Now, coming to loving yourself, loving myself, I need to accept myself the way it is. So that brings us to a story I saw online.
Okay.
It's called the rose story. So someone picked a rose by the roadside because the rose was beautiful. So the person took that rose home to, you know, plant it, nurture it, and stuff like that to make it grow and be beautiful, because that person did not like the way the rose was in the wild. So the person thinks, oh, I can make it better. But that person did not think that that rose, the nature of that rose is to be in the wild. You get the point? So the rose ended up dying because that wasn't its nature. So if you want to love someone, because we do that to ourselves, we do that to ourselves. We don't accept ourselves, our flaws. We always want to be better. Oh my God, I want to be like that person. I want to be like this person. We don't accept ourselves the way we are. We always want to change ourselves. So when it comes to loving yourself, you have to accept yourself, your nature. You have to accept it in order to love yourself. What do you
Okay.
think?
Just a little bit question from that story. Did the rose have thorns in it?
I mean,
Yeah,
roses have
roses.
thorns.
Majority of them they come with thorns.
Yeah, roses
So
have thorns. So
there's
the
still
flowers,
beauty in the midst of all that.
yeah,
If it wasn't there, I don't think the person will even see the rose as beautiful in the middle of that. That means there had to be some situations that seems dull and everything, and then one light shines out of all of that dullness.
yeah,
That's the rose there.
yes,
So I think being in some people thrive in tough situations. They manage to find love and everything in the middle of crisis and everything. So maybe taking them out of that environment was not such a good idea.
exactly. And like you said, roses have thorns. So the thorn simplifies the flaws. Yeah, it's the flaws. The thorns is the flaws, and everybody, we are all roses. And we have our own flaws, which is the thorns and the rest. So yeah.
I feel like I'm deviating.
Yeah, but when you were talking, you said something about everyone wants to be better. Like, personally, I don't feel it's wrong to work hard to be better.
To want to be better.
Yes. It's just saying. What I wanted to emphasize on was loving yourself and accepting your flaws doesn't necessarily mean you don't have to get better.
Yeah.
You can improve on your flaw. Okay, I'm about to say something that might actually sound bad, but you can actually be the worst ever and still love yourself.
Yes,
Love
of
your
course.
flaws to the point where you actually make your flaws a whole lot better
Yeah.
and create beauty.
Yeah.
Wrong advice, don't take.
No, but I really like that, because come on, when you know your flaws, when
Yeah.
you accept your flaws, you know these are flaws, they're not good, right?
Yeah.
So you can actually try to better yourself, you know, because of course people advise everyone to, you know, meditate, exercise,
know.
and stuff like that. You know, you build your body, you shape yourself. That's actually from loving yourself.
Yeah.
You do all that.
But-
so it's not wrong to actually try to better yourself.
Yeah.
Better your
But you
flaws.
know, when talking about flaws, something you consider as a flaw, I may not consider it as a flaw. Okay, now, I can look at somebody, like a lady, she has bow legs, and you're like, oh God, no, this is, and
there's
another
someone else
person
that
is
really
admiring
loves
it.
the
You
ball
get
leg, yes.
so like loving yourself means okay, I have bow leg, oh, let me just accept
Yeah,
it like
I
that.
love it like
I
that.
love
it
it,
like
and
that.
I will flaunt it even with
Yes,
heels. You get, so it's part of loving yourself, basically accepting your flaws and learning to work better, because there are some things that we can't really change. You understand?
Yes.
So say you want to better your flaws. What about those flaws that you can't change? You can't, okay, maybe you were born deaf with one ear, or you can't really see well.
Yeah.
And there are medical conditions that can actually be resolved, or I don't know, maybe those types that can be resolved. You don't want to say you want to better
can't
it.
change it,
You
yeah.
don't want to
Yeah.
change it.
Yeah,
So
you
you
can just
learn
accept
how
it.
to accept and, walk work in that pattern of loving yourself with that flaw. So
yeah.
like when we talk about loving yourself, you actually have to love everything about yourself, because let me tell you the real truth. We're in Nigeria. If you don't get yourself, nobody gets you. That's basically it. If you don't have yourself,
Yeah.
nobody has you.
Exactly.
You have to work hard for yourself, because you get to a point where you look and like, oh, after everything I've done, everybody left me.
Yes,
like,
yes,
like
yes.
I'm
We
all
all
alone.
feel
You
like
get.
that sometimes. Yeah, yeah, I guess. You know, in self-love, we have self-elevation, self-celebration,
Yes.
consideration, liberation. You know, when we talk about we love ourselves, but do you actually forgive yourself? You know, there are some things that we've gone through. There are some things that we've done that we are not really proud of. We have some past mistakes, and loving yourself actually means accepting those past mistakes. You know, there are some people that feel guilt. They love themselves, but they are guilty of something, and that makes them hate themselves. You know, they hate themselves because of those mistakes,
things they've done in the past. Yeah.
Exactly. They feel guilty about it. So sometimes loving ourselves means forgiving ourselves, forgiving our past, accepting that we can make mistakes, we are not perfect, accepting that fact, and building ourselves towards perfection.
I mean, feeling guilty is just reflective. Yes, you have a conscience. Yes, you're allowed to feel guilty.
Yeah.
But feeling guilty for that long that it limits you, that's where the problem arises. That's a flaw on loving yourself, actually.
It can actually still hurt your mental health, like not letting. Okay, I personally, I'm guilty. Not letting
Of
things
guilt?
go. No, like there's
Grudges?
some, no grudges. You know, probably something that happened a whole long time ago.
Okay.
Not letting
Past
things go.
mistakes.
Yes, and they scarred you, and you don't want to just let go. I'm like, you see this thing? I'll dwell on it though. I'll think about it. Morning, afternoon, night, I'm going for my dance rehearsals. I'm thinking about what somebody did to me and how I reacted and how I cannot forget. I can't forget it, and I can't forgive myself. And those things, in the long run, they will limit you.
Yeah.
Because when you go somewhere and you remember, oh my God, I actually did this then.
Yeah,
You start
like a
feeling
bad
bad.
person.
Yeah.
You start feeling bad. Then it
Like a bad
affects every
person.
other thing you are trying to do at that point. So there's this thing, if you want to grow, my darling, please love yourself.
Exactly.
Everybody that is watching this right now, if you actually want to grow, if you have growth as something that is, yes, a priority, you have to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, let me tell you the truth, nobody will love you.
And
Everybody,
if you don't love yourself, you can't love other people.
You can't love other people, to be honest.
You can't love
other people, and the love will not come back to you.
Exactly.
Because everybody has their preferences. Everybody has, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. You have to love yourself enough to fight for yourself when you are in the midst of danger. Because people will bring danger to you. You will see opportunity. Someone will say, no, this person is like this, I can't. And you too, you don't love yourself, you go, I'm like this. you kill yourself from within. And once you kill yourself from within, you've killed your morale. I'm speaking from experience. You can relate.
Too much.
So you will end up crying. Trust me, you end up like me. Basically.
Yeah, that's true. So, do you have any story that that you can share with us about
probably
self-love?
about a friend or somebody or
Friend,
your story?
Friends, no. I think the idea of self-love, I liked that when I was younger, so kind of limited me in a way. Some friends I didn't get to keep. Only the ones I know, yes, this one has a particular thing I like doing the most, as games.
Yeah.
Game friendship.
Yeah, those kind of friendships it's hard to kill. Trust me. They always have games. You can go to their room every single time and find a particular game.
Yeah.
They have cheat codes and everything. So those kind of friendship, yes. But the deep bonds and everything, sometimes I like keeping to myself. Okay. I think they just had the stuff that lets me be me within my own little space.
You need a lot of self-love.
No, it's self-love in a way, but that
me time. You always love that me time to think about stuff.
Yeah, but like I said before, self-love is kind of reflective on others. So if as much as you're giving to yourself, you're not giving it to others, I don't think there's really any love. It's just selfishness. You're just
selfish and toxic.
Yeah, and also to add to that, self-love actually also means not worrying about stuffs you cannot change. And just, it still goes down to acceptance and accepting everything that you can't change. Just work towards making yourself better. So, do you have any steps on how to tell our viewers to love themselves, how to teach them how to love themselves?
Okay.
Okay. I have one. You're allowed to feel guilty. Yes, but if you're checking the Bible, it says the sun should not set on your sadness or anything. You're allowed to feel guilty. It's human. It's part of your emotions. But don't let it limit you for that long. You can grow yourself. You can grow out of it. Tell yourself, it has happened. I wish I could change it, but I cannot. Well and fine. Let's accept it. Forgive yourself. Try not to dwell more. Try not to dwell more on that.
Yeah.
Don't dwell much on what you've done that might have been changed but cannot be changed. We're not all time masters. We can't control time. So the little one we have, let's make do of it. Let's just evolve in whatever time we have left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool.
And my own advice on loving yourself, I would always speak from my personal experience. I feel you should be a go-getter. Try to achieve things, like pursue your dreams. Firstly, you have to be a planner, so you know what exactly you want for yourself. You have to know, okay, these are the things I like to be this way, and you work on it. Once you start, it will be easier to love yourself because you have things that you want to achieve for yourself.
But I feel like if you set those goals to achieve, you will actually you'll be trying to achieve those goals and forgetting to take care of yourself.
Yeah, but those goals are for you.
Yes, but sometimes we actually forget ourselves in pursuing our dreams.
And that's why
that's why people get lost in pursuing their dreams. They want to be like, example, I want to be a superstar. I'm a very talented musician. I have my songs online. Now, if I want to say, okay, fine, I want to be like Rihanna or Beyonce, and I want to achieve exactly what, I want to set my goals, and I want to record a song, I want to always go to the studio, I want to make videos, and I'm always getting up in the morning, going to the studio and recording songs and trying to put them online, making videos. Now, I will forget that I have to meditate, I have to exercise, I want to eat well, I have to take care of myself first before, thinking about the future.
Yeah.
So sometimes we get lost in our ambitions and forget about taking good care of ourselves.
That was why I started with, you have to be a planner. You plan, because the truth is, you have to have time for yourself. In as much as you are pursuing your goals.
Yeah.
Truly, truly, truly. There's a way you can pursue your dreams, your goals and everything, and you end up hurting yourself. Because the thing is, in this life, okay, you start up something, you are definitely, at some point, you definitely see a disappointment.
Yeah.
And one thing disappointments do is that they make us feel less of ourselves. Like, we can't achieve this. So how will I start this? And then you start hating yourself.
You see, yourself.
That is it. Yes. That's why I say you have to be a critical planner. Okay, when you are doing this, I'm going for this, but if this fails, I don't do that most times, but then again, it's helpful. It's a way to help yourself. Then you just give yourself time. You give yourself time, so that you can actually exercise your body. Exercise is good. Eat good food.
Eat well.
Eat well.
Eat
like,
well.
don't eat junk.
Meditate.
Yes,
exercise.
And give yourself resting time.
Yeah.
Don't be like me.
Don't be like, okay,
don't be like me.
Don't forget this is Nigeria. That eats well.
No, okay, it might not go, but then again, find a way to eat well. Don't be like me.
You can. That's all.
I go out in the morning. I go and dance. I do my modeling. I do everything. I forget myself. I come back home. Do I eat? Sometimes. If I like, it's stressful, and we don't really need that stress. Because when you start stressing yourself, you start stressing your mental health. Because there are lots of things that contribute to that, and you have to, get rid of all those stuff so you can love yourself.
Yeah. Also, that gets stressful, and you have to rest at some point.
Yeah,
but
rest.
a life without purpose will not give you imagine sleeping, waking up, eating, stepping out, coming back,
Find
eating,
purpose.
go out, come back,
Yeah,
eat.
find purpose.
That going outside, you're not even doing anything much. You're just strolling
There's
around,
something
come back,
I
eat,
I heard
sleep,
somewhere.
wake up, watch movie, eat.
There's something I heard somewhere
Mm-hmm.
that God takes people from earth that doesn't have purpose. If you don't have purpose, God takes you where? Because a person has to have purpose in life.
Yeah,
That
but
is-
God won't put you on earth if you didn't have
if you did,
purpose.
but
And
no,
you
no,
strayed
no, but
away
some
from your
people live
purpose
like
now.
that. So people
Like,
live
yes,
like that.
you have your choice now. If you want to be useless, you can be useless.
Yeah,
Like, nobody
but
stops you.
Yeah.
Let
So-
me use this analogy. I feel like God is extending his energy to us. He's that infinite in energy and everything, but he couldn't keep it to himself. He had to
So,
create
yes,
everyone to
yeah.
extend that energy. So for everybody he's creating, he's giving out their energy. They themselves have to give it out, replicate it around, do many things, be creative with it, be
Yeah.
literally God with it. But
Alright.
if you're just sitting there pointless, it's a waste.
It's a waste.
It's
yes.
like looking at your
A big
investment,
waste.
like what are you even doing?
Waste of energy.
Like
Waste of matter.
You're not even like yourself. Like, imagine spending 10 years of your life sleeping,
I'm
waking up,
eating,
watching TV. In fact, how will you pay for your TV bills?
that was me in school.
data.
before. Just waking
Okay,
up.
that's-
I just
that's
feel
a
no.
confession.
Me, I actually feel like you can only be that way when you have rich parents that don't care, that will just keep on funding you. Because when you
Funding you,
get broke,
No, at a point they'll have to talk. At a point,
yeah,
have
they
to
will talk when you
'Cause
start
they
when you
themselves,
start growing old,
They themselves,
and
they have purpose. Why do you
Yeah.
think they have all the money?
yeah, when you start growing old and you notice that oh my God, what am I
I've
doing?
wasted
You have
60 years of my
wasted
life
how many
doing
years of
nothing.
your life because of no purpose, and then you start hating yourself. So you see, when we talk about self-love, it starts from the roots.
yeah.
It starts from the root. Everything
Start
starts from the
From
roots.
the roots. From
You
the
get
family.
from the family.
Yeah, from the family.
Actually,
Yes. So guys, you have to love yourself.
yeah.
And you have to learn how to love yourself. You know, you have to treat yourself like someone you love. You treat yourself right. You say some kind things you say kind things to yourself, positive things. Proclaim positive energy to yourself. You know, tell yourself I am great. I am
I'm a
going
bad
to be
bitch.
great. I'm a bad bitch, nigga. I'm a bad bitch. Say all that shit to yourself. Because there are some people that look really good.
Yeah.
They look really good in the mirror, but inside they feel like shit. For real.
I mean,
They feel
yeah,
so
you
bad
look good
about
in the mirror.
themselves.
Sometimes feeling bad about yourself is actually reflective on what other people are saying about you. If you have had enough time to like really take in everything people have been saying negatively about you, eventually you just look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm a mess.
Yeah, and
It's not.
to actually love yourself, avoid negative people.
Exactly.
Avoid
That's
them.
a good point.
Because
That's a good point.
our mind, sometimes, you cannot really control what your mind thinks. You can control some things, but there are some things you can't control. Imagine waking up in the morning,
and hearing
going out. This one says,
and hearing
see
some
that,
bad.
like some of these people, they don't even have the guts to come to you. They just be like, start talking. See that prostitute, oh. And the next thing you go out and you're like, it's not that one. That hopeless thing, like this person, like you've heard it, and that was what you were hearing. Like the whole of your day, you were just hearing
Bad
this,
things,
this,
yeah.
this one bass, this one goes, this one everywhere. Once you get home, you might act like you don't care, but once you get home and you just let me relax, everything starts playing in your mind. You start hearing everything again, and you're like, wow. It hits you, and then you start feeling depressed, start feeling bad. Oh my God, so I'm this and that, you know.
Yeah.
So how do you handle it in a situation where you cannot escape the negative energy?
You pray.
You
Baby,
you
I
actually
pray.
choose your friends. You choose your you meditate. You listen to
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
but
can
when you
choose-
can't actually,
You
you're
can
in a-
choose your friends,
yes,
but you can't choose your family. If
Family.
your family are components of negative
not
energy
even
from
that. What
ancestral
if
lines,
you are
what do
in
do?
a place where you don't even have that choice to escape negativity?
You know, the first thing you do is to know your worth. When you know your worth, you won't let the negative affect you. So when you know your worth, everything that people say about you, they're just side talks. They're talking behind your back, so you won't really care much about it. So if you know your worth, you won't let all those negatives affect you. So that's what I think.
Okay.
So meditating also, I actually have some laid down steps on how to love yourself. Okay.
Oh wow.
Number one, take yourself out on dates. Treat yourself like, like someone you love. If you love someone, what will you do to that person? You take that person out, you spoil that person a little bit. So there's nothing wrong with spoiling yourself a little bit,
Are you serious?
Of course.
As you were saying this, I remember this Sonic movie. I don't know if you've watched Sonic. He was playing with himself. Sonic. Like, but in the end, he got depressed. So
Wow.
sometimes, even
Nobody
as
to give you high fives
yeah,
or
nobody
something.
to give high fives. Having to like do this, throw a ball, then run to catch the ball. So it feels like you're playing with people, but you're just playing with yourself.
Play cricket.
Then
No, that's not what
yeah,
I mean by
yeah,
taking
yeah.
yourself.
But but when it becomes too much, you become a loner. When you want to, because you can love yourself so much that you start driving people away.
No. That's why we have to clarify this. Loving yourself doesn't mean selfishness.
Okay.
Loving yourself doesn't mean selfishness. It doesn't mean being rude to others. If you are rude to someone or looking down on someone
You
because
don't love yourself, sir.
you feel like you love yourself too much, I'm better than everybody because I love myself, you are just being unkind. That is not what it means to love yourself. If you are loving yourself, you love yourself right. You meditate, you exercise, you eat well, you choose good friends, you make friends with good people, you achieve your goals, you set your goals right and you try to achieve it, even though you can't achieve everything, but at least, you go to get the goal, and whatever you get, it's fine. You have to take care of yourself. That's what it means to love yourself. It's not looking down on people. Please, guys, don't look down on people. That's very selfish of you. Don't do it. Okay, so let's go back to loving yourself.
She just scolded you guys right now.
Okay, guys.
Don't look back on people.
Okay, guys, I'm just being told that our time is up and we have to, conclude. What do you have to tell the viewers in conclusion?
Well, my people, my lovely people, thank you so much for, sticking around till the end. My advice is, in trying to love yourself, try to give yourself a purpose. Know that, okay, this is what I stand for. This want to love yourself. You have to find the purpose for your life. Work towards that purpose and know your self-worth, because you're going to, there's a whole lot of negative energy around. And loving yourself doesn't mean you have to push every other person down. Love yourself. Love every other person. Don't be selfish.
Yeah.
Just be you and bring out the best from you. That's all I had to say. Maggie?
Okay, so about self-love, guys, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in your own potential. Believe that you're going to make it. Believe that you just, meditate, exercise. Just love yourself. Take care of yourself. And choose good friends. Choose good energy, guys. Choose good energy. That's just what I have to say. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Say kind things to yourself. Always proclaim good things to yourself. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a nice contribution. My take would be, I say what? Oh yeah, good people can also kind of like have a negative reflection on yourself though. Good people, yes. Purposeful people, those are the ones that actually motivate you. Imagine having good people that literally do nothing. They're just good. They can extend a hand of help, but when it comes to purpose, they are limited or something. That will have a bad effect on you. So yes, find purpose. What's purpose? Find that one thing you're good at. If it's something you can build on it. If it's something that gives you joy, actually do it.
Yeah.
Go forth with it.
Yeah.
Try and see better ways you can be innovative with it. But also, it took God how many days to make the earth? 6 days. On the 7th day, He rested. So
rest.
Give yourself rest.
Calm down. Calm
Yes,
down.
rest.
No one will actually care about you if you're dead. So please keep yourself alive.
Yeah.
Try and get the best out of this life.
Give yourself a me time. Have that time for yourself. Rest. Think.
There's a different definition of me time.
Whatever. This is about self-love, guys. It is the me time.
Okay.
Yourself. That's what I'm talking about, guys. So this brings us to the end of this episode of the Ugly Truth podcast. Here we say the way it is, and today self-love. I hope you learned something. I hope that you're going to love yourself from now on and not be selfish and be selfless, and take yourself out on a date. You deserve it. Anyways,
And if you don't love others, I mean, if you don't love yourself, try and love others. Maybe it will give you a chance to love yourself.
okay,
Who knows?
guys.
Don't be selfish.
Don't be selfish, guys. Don't bring people down. Don't be unkind. Be good to people and be good to yourself. Okay, so guys, this brings us to the end of this episode of TUT, the Ugly Truth podcast. Here we say the way it is. And don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share to your family members, share to your friends, share to everybody.
Share to your enemies.
Share to your enemies.
Your village people too.
Your village people. Share to
They
everybody
don't use
around
internet in the
you.
village.
Thought.
In some village, maybe.
They have internet,
We have-
so share with them. Tell them to log in, comment, subscribe, and share. We are the Ugly Truth podcast on all platforms, and Daryl has a Twitter account and Instagram account that will be, and next to. So our Instagram account, if you want to personally talk to us, is going to be popping up, and we are going to.
Our bank account numbers, just in
No, you
case.
can ask me for my bank account. See, that's the best way to get to my heart. So yeah, you can actually follow us up on
Yeah.
Instagram and various social media platforms.
Yes, guys. So we are going to say goodbye to you right now. So see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.